Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Morning. So this is a Sally Port discussion, and the agenda had description of what Sally Port is. I know that could be something that's not necessarily common knowledge to everybody. It's a space where inmates come and go from a detention facility such as our jail, and we've come into an area that for decades probably we have had a one stall Sally Port, and it's very narrow. You have to drive extra distance into it to be able to open up the doors and operate in and out. It's nothing fun about coming and going from our Sally Port, and we hear that from everybody that comes to pick up an inmate or whatnot. Get those comments all the time. And here's where it sparks change. We, back in 2024, just before I came back to work here, were approved to purchase a body scanner. And this body scanner is something that is desperately needed. Every jail needs one. It's a scanner similar to one you would go through at TSA through an airport, and it would locate any type of drug or weapon that people are having in their body. And I asked the jail administrator yesterday, hey, how often do we have a problem with contraband? Do we have a problem with anything from needles to drugs to weapons? And he's like, it's almost daily that we struggle with those things because we don't inspect people's inner cavities, and that's what people do. We have a problem with fentanyl, we've got a problem with meth, we've got a problem with every drug that can be put inside of a plastic container and inserted in somebody's anus ends up in our jail, and we have to do everything we can to mitigate that. And so this body scanner that was approved back in 2024, we were going to purchase it. Well, then I said, how big is this thing and where are we putting it? We don't have the space for it inside our jail. It has to go in the Sally Port area because it's a rather large item that a person can stand up and be scanned. And this, so in order to put it in our jail, it has to go in the Sally Port. But we don't have room to put that and a vehicle in the Sally Port at the same time. So what we've looked at is a pre-screening area, turning the current Sally Port into a pre-screening area. We've had it inspected by the state of Michigan's Department of Corrections, and they've approved all the plans to convert the current Sally Port into a pre-screening area, and in addition, adding on an additional Sally Port. We're also one of the few agencies in the state of Michigan that have a one stall Sally Port. Our current Sally Port also does not hold an ambulance. And when we have a medical issue, we're taking the inmate out into the street, whatever weather condition it is, to get him onto the ambulance because we don't have space to get an ambulance into ours. So we need room for a scanner, and we need room for an ambulance to be able to park inside and to have multiple vehicles at the same time. In my entire career, it was frequently hey, is there anybody in the Sally Port? If you arrest somebody, you're on your way to the jail. And there could be another county. Back then we had SST in there all the time, loading and unloading inmates when we had a contract with them for the downriver inmates that we got from Detroit at the time. And it was regularly that we would have to park outdoors and walk through the secure doors to get into the and that can be problematic as well, being outside, going into jail. And it's that. So what we've designed is to extend our current area where the Sally Port is to have a 3-stall Sally Port. And it's just 3 stalls because it works. It's the same size as what happened was our jail, when it was built, they added on a evidence room to the west side of it. And then that evidence room had to have a walkway. Then the walkway created the narrow passage to the salad port. And thus the problematic position we're in now. But if we had 3-stall garage onto it, and that would equate to being able to suffice ambulance and multiple people being in our jail facility at the same time into here in a secure area. Garage doors all controlled, but they have to be controlled by the internal control center inside the jail. It's not something that anybody can have just external control over. It's open doors. The state of Michigan Department of Corrections doesn't allow that to be. So it's not like it's personal car parking either. It would be for on occasion, I guess, if the weather, if a deputy or two parked inside the garage to keep the cars cleaned off. To respond quicker, that would be acceptable, but it's for salad port and for transfer of prisoners to and from the jail. And it's necessary to do this because we need a standard. We as an organization in the forethought put into building that jail and has turned into a rather nice revenue for the county. Joe administrator told me, I said, hey, what was our revenue last year? It was $1.7 million in revenue. That only includes the rental payment. It didn't include the other things that we get through commissary and different things that come from renters. But a jail that produces $1.7 million and still handles all the local prisoners. We're averaging right around 50 federal inmates right now. We're also going through the process to the rate, which is, as you can imagine, any federal process can be daunting to get through and to get accomplished. But we're plugging away at it, and hopefully going to be able to raise that number. But a lot of our ability to keep these inmates is the fact that we have a staff, we have trained professionals that work well with the federal marshals. To keep rapport in our facility to stay at a top-notch rate and to limit liability. And all these things have helped us keep those inmates here in Clare County. And it's by moving forward with a body scanner, it helps show the federal government that we do care and we're progressing forward with our safety of the inmates. And we have more than enough funding in our commissary account because this is to help secure prisoners. It's to help with their safety and the safety of the officers. Everything about it can be purchased through commissary funds that are substantially, well, I wouldn't say substantially, but certainly higher than what we need to do this. We don't need any general fund money. Don't need any capital outlay. It's strictly coming from the commissary account and your permission to do that. These things aren't cheap. Just to throw the price tag at you, $159,000 for a body scanner. That includes $142,000 for a body scanner. But if we get it, we're also going to get the functionality to include eight life cameras. These cameras are installed in cells and they can track people and they can track their vital signs, their heart rate, their blood pressure, different things through a camera. And this is something that I watched this firsthand up in Camp Grambling last year when I was at AT. We have a place called the BOC. We have different drone companies come in and fly drones, and we have drone capability that can fly over a battlefield and tell you where there's casualties, and it can tell you whether or not the casualty is alive or dead, and it can take its vitals. And I come back and I said, hey, jail administrator, we got something like that in our jail, and we can, put on inmates that need a suicide watch, or we have one right now and I say this guy that we have right now in one of the holding cells, he will smear species on himself and then play dead. And then we have to go in and make sure that he's okay. These are the type of people that our corrections officers are dealing with on a daily basis. And to have a system that can verify that they're not dead, they're only faking. So we've included that as safety and reliability, not only for our corrections officers, but for the inmates too. And into this body scanner program, but the same company does both, and it would be $159,000 and about $207,000 to add on a 3-stall Sally Port that would handle incoming, outgoing, and ambulances and multiple transports at the same time to our facility. And then yeah. No. Done all the talk.
Little over 300,000, Ed.
366.
366.
Yeah.
Figure again,
207.
and the scanner and the light cameras were
159.
159. If you're saying all comes from,
I'm certain I'm overall.
The building's still there. I mean, you don't have to add on to the building to do this.
It's a new building. It's a new structure going to the west side and parking lot next to the Sherwood Road.
Okay,
So if it's approved, when would you start on the project?
They're able to start very quickly. I would assume that they have it completed before spring. Well, maybe I should say summer. It's raining right now. It's February.
so is this a drive-in, drive-out,
Still
or
have
is it a drive-through?
to back out. There are a lot of drive-through facilities. We're just not designed that way with our current structure and location to put in a drive-through. Or
And this project's gonna cover every element that you wanna cover. From the scanner to the improved Sally Port XS and size, and it's gonna cover the whole project. The 360, there's nothing out there more that you wanna add to it, or you think about something in the future.
That's a really good question.
No,
It doesn't cover 100% everything that we need. Once we get the machine inside the pre-screening area, which is the current Sally Port, which will then be called a pre-screening area where the body scanner is, we need to, we'd like to construct a wall, separate some of the current space, to include ease of access for road officers to get in and out of some of the storage areas that we have, and the temporary evidence lockers that they have to go through all the time, and separate those areas from the pre-screening area. There would be a little bit there, but our current maintenance staff is fully capable to construct whatever we need to do in there. Potentially have a floor, the current Sally Port floor has got it in concrete. It's bad. It's real bad. They're real ugly. And we would probably spend about $6,000 and put the epoxy on that floor, the same stuff that we put in the holding area last year. It's holding up really well. So there's some flooring and a little bit of construction, but done mostly small amount.
And then to do those improvements, you'd be able to take those out of commissary as well, or?
Yes, absolutely.
And it will accommodate the name.
Yes.
Were you looking for approval today?
Well, I'd be more happy to have it today. But I know there was no motion on the agenda. So
I thought that it needed to be discussed first.
I think that's really good.
Yeah. Oh, what's a general straw poll? Does everybody,
I think it's coming, if it's coming out of their own funding, I don't think we should hold them up.
yeah, it's kind of
I think we
and
should give them a go ahead.
some pretty important stuff.
Did have a question, because the commissary fund's current ending balance as of the end of January was 368,000, and this is 366,000.
Yeah, commissary right now is 374,078.41.
Are there other intended expenses to come out that are gonna exceed the amount that comes in?
About $5,000, but that's all taken care of through like e-cigarettes, and that's all taken care of through the purchases from the inmates.
Last couple of months, we've been spending about 50,000 out of that fund. So is that
No,
current projection of 50,000 for other expenses?
That was their appropriation.
the appropriation was done. So the appropriation that, because there are certain things that come out of the general fund that is made up through the commissary. And a lot of times Jenny waits till the end of the fiscal year to appropriate the money over, and she appropriated it already.
Okay, so these aren't real expenses.
No. It's just the appropriation, the regular appropriation.
So this would be just about the Sally Port, the scanner and the live cameras, not about the additional, the redoing of the floors and the,
That would come later. The commissary funds are constantly growing.
Yeah, you're gonna see probably another, $200,000 come in there between now and the end of the fiscal year, maybe even more. And then you may see 60,000 in supplies go out for, like electronic cigarettes or commissary noodles, I don't know what.
We're using those snuff packets.
Oh, okay, the snuff packets,
It's yeah, nicotine.
okay. So you're gonna see more money come in between now and the end of the fiscal year.
and generally this is just used for those kind of jail expenses. There's no other regular expenditures that come out of there.
So it's gotta be used for the.
I just didn't know if there were some other things that we had set out for accomplishing using these funds, or if it's right now just projects like these. Okay,
We use it, so we use it for transport people. Cause it's either safe vehicle to be transported in, and we've used it for cameras, upgrades, and it just everything associated with the jail is where it can only get in.
okay, so this is a good fund for if there's an unexpected, something that comes up that needs, for the jail that needs to be paid for that hasn't been, okay.
Yeah.
So it would come out of the general fund and be reimbursed future day by the jail commissary.
Right.
Okay,
Like usual.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
What's the outside of this structure gonna look like? Obviously, it'll match the remainder of the width. You guys got artist renderings or anything like that?
Don't have a 3D picture of it. I've got blueprints.
Brick and mortar though?
It's, no, steel construction. If it is match the fascia of the facility across the fascia of it. It's a steel beam constructed.
I mean, if we're all in agreement, I'll make the motion that we approve the project for the Sally Port and the scanner.
The second,
I'll second.
any more discussion? This should probably be roll call, yeah.
Everybody,
Yes.
Kumar,
Yes.
Gross,
Yes,
Haskell,
Yes.
Holsey,
Yes.
Counselor. Yes. Reinhardt,
Yes.
Majeski.
Yes,
Period. Congratulations, Ed. Good presentation.
If there's anything further, just don't hesitate to give it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, David, did you take the next motion, David?
Of course. Motion to reappoint Mike Tobin, 7 Area Agency on Aging Board of Directors for a 3-year term expiring March 31st, 2029.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay,
I make a motion to approve resolution 26-05. Electric millage renewal request for MSU extension services and 4-H and approving ballot language.
Second,
it's been moved and seconded. Any other questions before we vote? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I believe it's since it's a roll call vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let it be roll call. Yes, we should.
Drewski,
Yes.
Meinhardt,
Yes.
Hauser,
yes,
Oakley,
Yes.
Haskell,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes,
Gilmore,
Yes.
and Resides.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, this next one does not need to be roll call.
Okay, Marlene.
okay, make a motion to approve the hiring of a full-time deputy drain clerk to replace current clerk retired.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, I got a question. I thought we were taking this position and making it a dual role.
We were going to do that, but with all of the work that's coming up with the lake levels and the drains, and plus the work with the equalization, it's just been impossible
It didn't work out the way we
to
thought.
not work out.
In your notes, it says up until the end of the fiscal year, so we can have 2 people at the same time.
Well, if soon, we can hire somebody as soon as possible so that the current clerk can train the incoming
Current
clerk.
deputy,
And
Train the
yes,
new
so
person.
overlap until September 30th.
so how does that affect our budget, having 2?
Well, I'll have to make adjustments to it.
And we obviously have resources to make that adjustment to allow for this transition in that office.
Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Said the roll call.
It's not,
Not declared.
I'm sorry.
No valid edge.
bad copy. and paste.
Red. I'm not. Yeah. You just.
I move to approve statutory finance committee meeting minutes of January 2026 in the amount of $127,537.75 in the minutes of February 2nd, 2026 in the amount of $70,605.95.
second,
If been moved and seconded, roll call please.
Gilmore,
Yes.
Guidance,
Yes.
Drewski,
Yes.
Meinhardt,
Yes.
Rose,
Yes,
Yes.
Oakley,
Yes.
yes,
Motion carried. Jeff.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the expenditures for the month of January 2026 in the amount of $2,360,266.23 with the general fund expenditures totaling $1,456,558.28.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any questions? Roll call please.
Oakley,
Yes.
Meinhardt,
Yes.
Drewski,
Yes.
Gilmore,
Yes.
Rose,
yes,
Hauser,
yes,
Resides,
Yes.
Haskell.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. Brings us to 11D. Clerk's election agreement, you should all have that in your handout. Jacob, would you take that motion, please?
make a motion to approve the 2026-27 county agreement with the election services and ballot programming as required by the Bureau of Elections.
Second.
Then moved and seconded. Any questions for our clerk? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have no budget adjustments. Administrators report.
February 13th, Governor represented her proposed 27 budget. Some areas to note, county revenue sharing appropriations remain pretty flat with no change in the distribution formula. There is proposed 11.6 million in new public safety funding for counties, which now includes a range of public safety needs such as corrections and prosecutors. The budget does reference increase in road funding. We will be receiving a $400,000 CDBG grant. And have more on that. I don't have a grant agreement yet. We have been notified, we are also receiving a $222,000 grant. From the state for cybersecurity for advanced backup solutions and cybersecurity awareness. Which will assist paying for our KnowBe4 training. And part of that is because we have a 92% completion rating of our employees that are completing the training. So that's good. This grant will go through 2028 and I'm waiting for the grant agreement. We also just got word of, let's see. Jerry just got $10,500 for hazmat equipment for the county fire departments, so that's good news. I put in front of you a letter that I wrote to the MIDC commission requesting to use our cost allocation plan for indirect costs associated with administering the MIDC grant. In the past, we were able to capture this in previous grants, but this year we were denied. The cost allocation plan, as you know, identifies indirect costs followed governmental accounting standards, so it follows GASB, general accepted accounting principles, and the cost principles of the Code of Federal Regulations, which is 2 CFR Part 200. These guidelines provide the framework for allowable and allocable costs. Common costs identified in a cost allocation plan are IT services, network services, security services, human resources, risk management, benefits management, accounts payable, finance, treasurer. Every grant program uses these services. And the workload for the administrative offices and the treasurer's offices increases exponentially every time we have a new program. We were denied the use of the cost allocation, which is, I mean, we only charge for administration, which would be finance, administration, computers, and treasurer, which was about maybe $20,000. We were denied that. We challenged it and we were denied again. And then, so I did write them a letter and we challenged it again. And I received a letter yesterday stating that they were denying it again. And so, Dr. Moore, who was our grant administrator for this, she requested if we wanted to continue to contest this, that the next step will be mitigation. So, or, yeah. And so, mediation. So is that something that this board is interested in doing? Is continuing to, to continue to fight the not being able to, collect the indirect cost from this funding.
What's the figure?
It's about $20,000. I mean, there is a lot of work involved in, for all of us, you know, for administration and the treasurer's office. There's a lot of work involved. I just need to, I just got the letter yesterday, the denial again, I have got it on here. And I don't know if how other counties are feeling, if they're gonna pursue, continuing to fight this. But I do have to have guidance from this board, whether we're gonna move forward and fight this or try again in the next year.
Did they say why?
They did not get a reason.
Do we have time before we make a decision? Can we discuss with other counties or, and get their viewpoints and?
Sure, yes, you got it.
Is there a pathway to be able to get a reason from them on why they're buying?
We've asked. They don't think that it's necessary. I mean, did you read the letter that I sent? I mean, we're not at, there's some places in the cost allocation, they charge for, items like building space, insurance, county council on retainer, annual audit. And we don't, we feel that those are baseline expenses and we do not charge for that when we charge indirect costs. And I let them know that. I don't know, I don't have an answer. They just keep telling us no.
We go through this mediation. They posted to us, why they denied?
Possibly.
What is the anticipated completion?
I don't know, and the thing is it's not something that we'd be able to turn into MMRMA to assist with the cost of, you know, going to mediation. I would say 10,000, maybe.
Spend 10,000.
20.
I agree with you, I think we need to find out what everybody else.
All right,
I know what the lay of the land is, the big questions, council's opinion on this. We should go.
yeah, I don't know if it was.
Well, that's even if we get the 20,000 after spending the 10,000 for it, we need it.
We do have some left, will state that funding accounts. They have a separate account for this, even though set up.
They do, and so they'll give us a grant for, let's say they give us a grant for $1 million. And we have to match. Our portion is like 179,000. And then we also are the fiduciary for Gladden County. If we overspend, which it happens a lot, it just happened this past year. You don't know what you're gonna be getting in invoices from the attorneys. So after the fiscal year ended, we received about $500,000 in invoices. So we were overspent by about almost $500,000. And the state has to make you whole. They have to give you the money to make you whole. So it's kind of like, it seems like there's an unending pot of money. I don't know how they do that, but there is a MCL where they have to make you whole. I found the letter that they sent. So if you want, if I can, you know, if you want to read it, doesn't say anything about why they.
You share the MCL with us?
I can.
That's this.
Any other questions for Laura?
Yeah, I'd just be interested to see if the MCL published, or even talks about indirect costs. if that MCL just talks about direct costs, and might add, like stand. But not be able to. And that's probably why they're not in, so I think we need to look at the law.
I just wondered, it's not. Both sides, we have to sign that. Yeah, so actually, the person. Could there be changes?
There could be changes, and I requested that we get together and come up with a solution. So that we can be paid for the extra. That we have to do. That comes with this program.
I would think maybe we should reach out to counties and so we can see if we can find out. Because we.
All right. I can. That's all I do. Oh, I do have one more. At this time, generally, we would be at 41.67% expense. And we are currently at 32.41%.
What was the first number? 41?
41.67, I believe. Is where, yeah, we're at 32. There's still a question.
Hey, Jenny, you're up.
Thank you, Lori.
Good morning. Just brief today, I had already dropped off to you guys the statutory report showing your current cash, your current investments and your current fund balances as of now. Actually as of yesterday. And then just a reminder that the county's one-stop shop rabies vaccination clinic is this Saturday, February 21st from 9 to 1. We will have somebody giving the vaccinations and my staff and myself will be there selling the county dog licenses from 9 to 1. And then just that all of our tax deadlines are coming, we're in the middle of right now with the local units and all of our forfeiture and foreclosure. So we're really busy, but we got a great team that we're working, that's working on this and we're doing good. Doing good. That's it. That's all I have today.
So this question, I gave each one of those handouts to both of my townships. And they were glad to see it for the township meetings. We only get about 6 or 8 people. Are you advertising it somewhere else, newspaper or?
Yeah, we have it on the
Social
website.
media?
We have it on the website. We have it on our website in the newspapers and where else do we have it that we passed out to the animal shelter themselves? And then we just posted around here.
Okay.
Not social media ourselves though, but the animal shelter may have.
Okay.
They have social media that they use.
Something a good response from the people who were there. They were glad to hear about it, that they're
One,
never that many.
there's not that many. Yeah, that's a good idea. For sure.
Any more word on the board with your lawsuit, coming out of Isabella County? I read that the Supreme Court has decided to hear the case.
Yep, that, they're going to hear it February 25th. So we don't have any,
I was under the impression it was the US Supreme Court that was going to hear the case. Is that?
yeah,
So it's not the state.
it's not the state. Nope, it's federal. Yep, that'll be there.
It's making the national papers, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, but they only get to hear bits and pieces. So. We'll see. May change Michigan's delinquent tax or tax law altogether. Because there's no way to pay fair market value on tax proceeds, so. Worst comes to worst, Michigan will have to rethink their tax process is all I can figure.
Well, you take them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, since I've been here, it's just, a lot of lawsuits, but I know people aren't happy with taxes, so. And taxes in Michigan are hard to understand. I'm sure that is elsewhere too, but not, there's many other states where it's not difficult to understand, but
Great, thanks, thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else?
Okay, chair report. I've been attending my meetings, both townships, nothing serious is going on at our townships. Both of my townships are on zone. But we're not facing the zoning issues some of them are facing. Attended Dwayne's meeting. That was a nice meeting, CTE. Thanks, Dwayne. He explained our road commission funding. Actually, there were at least 4 of us there. So I thought it was very good. Thank you. Thank you. All I did. For me.
I've just been attending my meetings, nothing special going on in any of them. Quiet.
Steve?
So just a quick update, the radio for the airport lighting system has been installed, and it's fully operational. And Junior Bank will be out in the spring to do some landscape repairs, and pretty much that project is complete. Emerson, Porter and I are headed to Lansing today for the Michigan Association Airport Executives Conference, tomorrow. So we can find some good information and bring it back not only for the Harrison Airport, but also the clearance. That's all I have.
Thanks, Dave. David?
Hey, relatively short report this month, calendar report against anything too like today. So in Frost Township, there's been concerns about unfunded or unfunded state mandates. Particularly, they are going to be, making everyone need to buy their election. State is, telling people to put away about $14,000 for, internet deliveries and stuff. They decided that the ones that were just purchased, that no longer servicing. Be fun for everyone to have to pay for. There's also been discussions about the BSNA cloud situation. Concerns that by 2028, right there, they are trying to find. They're not sure if there was an example. BSNA just force us to change over. They're also continuing to work on the situation with the Harrison Department fire contracts. Hamilton Township, the new park that they awarded the Sparks grant has been continuing its progress. They just had their 5-year plan approved and construction is well have been done in time for the summer for the opening ceremony. They're also having concerns about drilling near their well in the aquifer. They have contacted the state attorney general's office to talk to people about this. People is not very accommodating or understanding of their situations. For community action agency, we are going to be transitioning to what is known as full family programming. Basically what we're going to be trying to do is make sure that when families come in early childhood services, they're going to try and make it so that they are able to know about all of the programs that they might be eligible for. If they apply for one and there's another one that might get them, they get information there so they can get more assistance. I just try to help out members. George, as you mentioned, I was at the road commission's meeting last Friday. It was very informative. I really appreciated all the work you guys are putting. You letting us know about everything that's going on and what future their time. That's all. Thank you.
Go back to months. just read the papers about the silver cells. Did pretty good for the government. So,
What they want you to talk about.
I don't have much to report. The papers have done a pretty good job covering the silver cells. I'm telling you, that there's having some issues with it.
Just attended my meetings, nothing special.
Jacob.
Tonight is the policy oversight board for down in Lansing with Mid-State, so I'll be going down to there. They are currently going through a legal battle with the state as they're trying to consolidate the counties. So there's currently low 20 counties that are all together as part of Mid-State's portion. And they're working on trying to consolidate it into like 50 or so. So, and also opening it up to private organizations to be able to be taking part, like, and so they're fighting that as it privatizes the mental health care.
But Michigan already ruled that they were not gonna privatize.
Did they? We didn't have a December meeting and
I think that's already been decided at the state level, that they're not going to privatize.
perfect. Okay. Cool. Yeah, didn't,
That's it? Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I just attended my meetings, just to update, they're moving forward with the grant that they received for Shingle Lake there, in Lake George. They're working on the bathrooms right now and stuff like that, so they're moving forward with that grant and improvements to Shingle Lake Park, so it's moving right along. I also wanted to congratulate Jeff. Jeff is our new chair for the Central Michigan Health District, so, congratulations, Jeff, on that, and
Good,
other than that, that's all I got.
thanks, Tim.
Public comment. Pat, you're up.
Pat Adams. I looked at your MMR report and there's section A and section B of response time. Where does that, generate? Section A starts where, section B goes where?
One's north and one's south, the deep south of June South.
I'm gonna guess the north end is section B, which has a lot longer response time. Where does that start, Harrison or north of there?
61.
North of, yeah. North of James Hill, isn't it?
No, I think it's Big J's right, in 61.
Okay, thank you. Next thing I have is I noticed on the agenda that, the 10 Commandments is on
Yes.
the agenda.
Thanks.
Pardon me?
It's coming up then.
Right. I just wanted to, I looked up some stuff and it says the US Constitution separates church and states primarily through the First Amendment statute clause. Congress shall not make no law, so Congress, anything legal. But it just basically goes down to say that, that we shouldn't make any rules in reference to a particular, because of the religious and stuff. And in another place in the area, it says, not all religions have 10 commandments. They are primarily a foundation, central and sacred set of laws for Arabic faith, especially Judaism, Christianity, and in a parallel form, Islam. I know that on our dollar bills, it says in God we trust, and that's not particular to any one religion like the 10 Commandments is. The only two people that I know of, or two groups that I know of that don't believe in God is atheists and agnostic. And when agnostic, of course,
They
is
do believe
swayed.
they just choose not to follow.
What?
Agnostics believe they just choose not to follow.
Oh, but when I looked it up, they said there's a possibility, but they haven't been proven, so. But that's all I wanna say is I personally, I don't think that, any government should, bow into any particular religious, posting and stuff.
Okay, I'll address that now while you're here.
Oh,
This was brought to my attention that there was a 2019 ruling by the Supreme Court that the Ten Commandments could be displayed in any government building. Because prior to that, they had used the Lemon Law, which stated if it offended anyone in any way that it wouldn't be allowed to happen. That in 2019, the Supreme Court threw out the Lemon Law and said that since we were established as a Judeo-Christian nation, and it had been established that the Ten Commandments, along with our national motto, had been displayed in government buildings for so many years, they would let it continue, be displayed in any government building.
okay,
They settled that in 2019 at the Supreme Court.
okay, Google needs to update their First Amendment ruling. Okay, thank you.
Because I did check on that when it was brought to my attention. And so since there is nothing against displaying it in the courthouse, I thought it would be to follow suit with many other government buildings. I would like to see our national motto and the Ten Commandments displayed in our courthouse. And that's what we're gonna be discussing after public comment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Chair, can I address one? On that MMR response times, I spoke to Brett Hansen, he's gonna revamp that.
Okay,
Provide a little bit more fidelity, exactly what does area A, area B mean? Maybe the inclusion of additional areas to better define response times. So that's called.
yeah, because I saw that area A had, met or beat the goal on a much higher percentage than area B. Area A had a response time of 11 minutes or less, and area B, or area A was 11 minutes or less. Area B was, I think, 15 minutes or less. Yeah,
Also, Marlena is doing the report from dispatch that will coincide with that
okay,
for the commissioner.
because
So we'll have more data in the future to address your.
because there's a huge disparity in the meeting timeframe between A and B. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, thank you. So that brings us down to our new business. And like I mentioned, it was brought to my attention that in 2019, the Supreme Court ruled that both our national motto and Ten Commandments are allowed in all public buildings. And so I think it would be a wise move on our part to go ahead and have them installed well before there's any other controversy that would prohibit us from doing it.
Which version are you gonna put in?
It's just
Because there's Catholic, there's Protestant,
it's very generic. In fact,
and there's differences between the two.
the
And
one I would suggest, and I went ahead and ordered 2 plaques that are metal plaques that I was gonna pay for and donate, not that I'm married to them. The county wanted to do something different later, they could, but I thought this way the county could do it at no expense of their own. And we could have it already established and up. The national motto would go in our meeting room. Ten Commandments would go out in the hallway somewhere. But I can pull it up and show you what I ordered. It was very generic. I made sure it was not specific to any one religion.
and if we post that, are we gonna post the others? Because Hinduism, Buddhism, they all have a form of Ten
Those have
Commandments.
not been addressed by the Supreme Court yet at this time. And that would be religion specific.
No, Ten Commandments are religious specific, especially under the Catholic version.
I would be interested to see the ruling from the Supreme Court. Okay. And then the other question, back to what you're saying, Dale, is what happens when we have a satanic, display made? And they're gonna ask for their equal time.
I mean, we don't even post the Constitution,
Some unintended consequences, I think, of this is supposed to.
not that we follow it, but.
Sorry, it's taking so long on my phone, but no, how wonderful to work with. And I had hoped they would be here. Delivery was delayed, I think, by presidents. You pass it down to Dale.
Yeah, we can.
This is just an 8x12 flag.
Thank you.
But I thought it gives,
I'm not damaging it.
Almost looks like the Protestant version. So the differences between the two is the Catholic version, there's 4 amendments under God, then there's 6 under thy neighbor. Where under the Protestant, it's 3 under God and 7 under thy neighbor. So there is a difference between the two. That one looks more like the Protestant one than the Catholic one. But, you know, I kind of agree with the gentleman out there. I'm not sure that we should post something like that in the county building, you know, and if we're going to, we're gonna have to post all of them to really, I mean, cause you're gonna upset somebody. I mean, it is a courthouse for all the people, not just some.
that's true. I thought it was denomination non-specific, really, else. I just thought it would be. So I would be happy to take advantage of what the Supreme Court ruling is in our favor.
Can you share that Supreme Court ruling with us?
Don't have it.
Well, maybe not right.
Well, right, I think this is good for bringing up a discussion and being able to figure out what it is that we need to get together to have another discussion with more supporting documentation. So were you looking for some sort of motion that we could do a motion to postpone to next month's meeting? Or is it
This
just
was just discussion at this
Okay.
point. I really didn't expect opposition, to be honest. Because I didn't know anyone who would be offended by our national motto, which I think should have been put in this room years ago. And I didn't think anyone who would be offended by lack of the 10 Commandments that was non-denominational. So I thought taking advantage of it now, will Supreme Court, the same justices are seated now that made the decision in 2019. I thought it would be wise to take advantage of it while they're still seated and before things change. Because then we would have past precedents in our favor.
George,
Yeah.
is there a image of the other one?
Yeah, it's just a very small 4x16-inch flag. I ordered it in rustic. I thought it could be mounted right on the front of our lecture. And it would go well up there to let me honest. Yeah, just says in God we trust. You pull that up. Like I said, I apologize. I had hoped to have them here. Where do you go? When I ordered them, they should have been delivered Monday, and they haven't made it just yet, so. I hate my phone. It is that 20-minute deletion. There we go. Anyone down there want to see the other ones? And like I said, these plaques were relatively inexpensive. They were like $10 a piece. So if the county decided to do something different later, I would not be offended in any way. I just thought if I ordered them myself and was going to donate them, it wouldn't be at any cost to the county at this time, and we could already have established that we did have them posted in case there was another ruling that came out of it.
George needs to send that down that way.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I would like to move that we go ahead and do this. And if you want to change those plaques at some other time, it could happen, but I think, well, it is established that 2019, they did away with the lemon law and ruled that they were allowed in all government buildings and wanted to install them. And we should take advantage of that. Anyone would like to second it? Okay, I'd like. Okay, any other business? We're moving to adjourn.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
Then move. Seconded, we adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. 12:18.